The last time a British finance minister revealed tax and spending plans, markets went into chaos and the Prime Minister ultimately lost her job. So this time, the Rishi Sunak government has been cautious to not give a repeat performance. The UK Chancellor Jeremy Hunt has unveiled the autumn budget, and with it, Britain has brought back austerity.
The OBR forecasts the UK's inflation rate to be 9.1% this year and 7.4% next year. They confirm that our actions today help inflation to fall sharply from the middle of next year. They also judge that the UK, like other countries, is now in recession.
Jeremy Hunt has confirmed that the UK is already in recession, but says his plan will help rebuild the economy and reduce the debt. The Sunak government has announced £55 billion tax hikes and spending cuts. Jeremy Hunt has confirmed a 45% rate of income tax to start at £125,000, with the tax allowance and the threshold being further frozen. Now, what does this mean? It means that the tax bands will remain the same even as the people's pay goes up. So as the wages rise, the proportion of the earnings that we pay tax on will increase and more people will move into higher tax brackets. Millions of UK households will also pay more in energy bills from April. Though help for energy bills will be extended, the Chancellor saying it will be less generous. Typical energy bills will rise from £2,500 to £3,000. Meanwhile, energy firms have been hit with an expanded windfall tax of 35%, up from 25% that's already been levied. Electric vehicles will no longer be exempted from excise duty from April 2025. There are multiple reasons, in fact, behind the weakening UK economy. Brexit, the COVID-19 pandemic, the war in Ukraine being the major ones. The UK economy now is even smaller than before the pandemic, making it an outlier among the G7 countries. And economists are warning that the UK is the first G7 nation to fall into recession and could be the last one to get out. Further tax rises could further dip consumer confidence, which is already near a record low, and spending cuts risk straining the public services further that are already buckling under pressure. And with me on the broadcast this minute is our correspondent Alex Isat from London. Alex, the last time such a measure when it comes to a tax overhaul was announced, there was massive backlash. The Liz Truss government had fallen. This time around, we're looking at this austerity measure being brought in, even as the threat of the economic impact continues to loom.
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't seen so much change in the market, though, so that is positive for the moment. However, we are hearing right now the OBR forecast, which is due out, and they're speaking today. They're suggesting that all of the taxes that we put in from the average person, you mentioned a few there, with the electric cars, with the threshold tax, all of those that are going to be hitting middle and higher earners. Now, that is going to mean that people living in normal households will unfortunately not have as much money as they have for the last couple of years, and their household income will be down 7%. That will then go on to affect businesses because they won't be out spending money, and it will affect a lot more of society. Of course, we did hear that the price cap freeze has been extended, and as you rightly said, that has been lower for after March, which is interesting because Jeremy Hunt was the one that did go on television and say, no, that's ending in April, and now he has done a slight U-turn on that. But it is a little bit too little too late. For a lot of households, they're really feeling the effects right now, and having this extra cash bonus isn't really going to be helping them when it comes to paying their bills. It's still not enough. The price cap is still going to see people having to pay up to £2,000, £3,000 on their energy bills, and then they're looking to also, food costs are also going up. So we're hearing a lot today that there's going to be some benefits. There'll be pensions, and those on universal credits will see their benefits rise in line with inflation, but a lot of other public services won't. The NHS, schools, social work, they also are getting this extra money, but again, it's not for wages. So when it comes to the basics of food and heat, there is still going to be a real misery looking ahead to this winter.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.